But Annelise, I want your analysis, too, of this trip to Ireland. What is he trying to achieve diplomatically? Because so far all I've seen out of it are a lot of clips of him avoiding the press and stumbling through his speech to Parliament.
I mean, it is pretty extraordinary. They've said no press conference with the travelling journalists with them. That is not the norm for presidents travelling overseas. Usually there's a bilateral press conference with both leaders. Each side gets to ask a few questions, and it's one of the pivotal moments. I don't quite understand why all the journalists are still going and following them around just to report on him going to delis and bringing Hunter. And I think bringing Hunter has been kind of that pushback to say, I know you're going after him, but he's my family and I'm going to back him up. And I think the danger in that is ordinary Americans don't really care about your family. They care about you doing the job of being president. And if it starts to become more about you and less about that, it's going to be a tough run for 2024. But I am kind of mind boggled by the Ireland trip, especially at such a critical time in the election cycle. It seems a little self-indulgent. 5 days too. I mean, he's coming to Australia for the Quad meeting. I think we'll be lucky to get 2. And I will be shocked if there's not a press conference as well.
Well, I mean, you make a great point there, because every time, and I know from my time working in the Canberra Press Gallery, whenever a foreign leader visits Australia, there is a press conference between the Prime Minister and that leader. And it'll be interesting to see when Biden comes down for the Quad if they will avoid that in this circumstance. But Kelly Jane Torrance, let's talk about New York City again here, because it seems like a place a lot of people don't want to be. I'd love to be there right now, but I'm not. But a new poll has revealed that 27% of New Yorkers plan to leave the state in the next 5 years. We've seen this all over the country with Democrat cities. What is happening, not just to New York, but places like San Francisco, elsewhere, and why do these Democrats who run these great cities into the ground keep getting reelected?
I wish I knew the answer to that last one, James. Of course, Governor Kathy Hochul just got elected in her own right last November, and Lee Zeldin, the Republican challenger, actually came closest than any Republican has in decades to defeating her. So his message, of course, was crime, crime, crime. And that certainly, really struck a chord here in New York, where crime has gone up. It's, you have, again, people like Alvin Bragg also elected as Manhattan DA, who are just putting criminals back on the street. And we're seeing right now, indeed, in our budget process, where Governor Hochul is actually trying to get some small changes made to the bail reforms that are letting repeat offenders out. And all of the people in her party, Democrats, are fighting her on it. And she's having a tough battle trying to get this stuff passed. And this is the case all over the country. Democrats keep getting, elected, and with terrible policies. I mean, look at Chicago. The city threw out Lori Lightfoot, who was a, very soft on crime progressive. And now they just put in another soft on crime progressive to replace her. So, people are concerned about crime, but, I wonder if perhaps sometimes the Republicans need to have stronger leadership, stronger candidates. Because people in the big cities are, distrusting often of certain types of Republicans.
Indeed.